What if the reason you wake up tired every single morning has nothing to do with how many hours you sleep? What if it has everything to do with what is happening in your bed while you sleep? Scandinavia is consistently ranked as home to the happiest, most well-rested people on the planet. And for decades, scientists and sleep researchers assumed it was because of their work-life balance, their diet, their culture. But there is one habit that millions of Scandinavians practice every single night that almost nobody outside of Europe talks about. And once you understand the psychology and science behind it, you will never want to share a blanket again. It is called the Scandinavian Dual Duvet Method, and it is exactly what it sounds like. Two people, one bed, two completely separate duvets. One, your sleep is being silently stolen every night. Sleep researchers call this nocturnal sleep disruption. Every time your partner pulls the blanket, shifts position, or creates a temperature imbalance on their side of the bed, your brain registers it as a micro-awakening. You do not fully wake up, but your sleep cycle breaks. And broken sleep cycles prevent your brain from reaching the deep restorative stages it desperately needs. Psychology links chronic broken sleep directly to increased anxiety, reduced emotional regulation, and significantly lower daily happiness levels. Scandinavians figured this out generations ago, not through science, but through simple observation. Two people have two bodies. Two bodies have two completely different sleep needs. One blanket was never going to work for both. Two, temperature is the most underestimated sleep factor. Research from sleep science institutions across Europe shows that body temperature regulation during sleep is one of the most critical factors determining sleep quality. When two people share one duvet, one person is always too hot and one person is always too cold. This constant thermal imbalance keeps the nervous system slightly activated all night long. The brain never fully settles. The body never fully recovers. Scandinavians with separate duvets allow each person to regulate their own body temperature independently. The result is deeper sleep, faster recovery, and waking up feeling like a completely different person. And this is where it gets even more interesting, because the Scandinavian Dual Duvet Method is not just about sleeping better. Psychology and relationship research show that it actually does something completely unexpected to the people who practice it. Something that goes far beyond the bedroom. 3. It eliminates the silent resentment that builds from broken sleep. Relationship psychologists have identified something called sleep-related conflict accumulation. It works like this. One partner consistently sleeps worse because of the other. They wake up more tired, more irritable, less emotionally regulated. And without ever connecting it back to the real cause, small frustrations begin to build. They become less patient, less kind, less connected. Scandinavian couples who use separate duvets remove this invisible source of daily friction entirely. Better sleep means better emotional regulation. Better emotional regulation means better relationships. The dual duvet method is not just a sleep hack. It is quietly one of the most effective relationship tools in Northern Europe. 4. Personal space during sleep is a psychological need, not a preference. Research in environmental psychology shows that humans require a sense of personal territory even during sleep. When that territory is constantly invaded, even unconsciously, the nervous system registers low-level stress throughout the night. Scandinavians understand this instinctively. Having your own duvet creates a clear psychological boundary, your space, your temperature, your comfort, and that boundary does not create distance between partners. Psychology shows it actually does the opposite. When both people feel individually comfortable, they connect more genuinely when they are awake. 5. The simplest solutions are always the ones we overlook. This is what makes the Scandinavian approach to sleep so powerful. It is not expensive. It does not require technology. It does not require a new mattress or a sleep tracking device. It requires one simple shift in thinking. That two people sharing a life does not mean two people must share every single comfort. That respecting each other's individual needs is not distance, it is care. And Scandinavians have understood this for generations, while the rest of the world argued over blankets every single night. If you have ever woken up tired after a full night of sleep, if you have ever spent the night too hot or too cold, or constantly disturbed, psychology says the problem was never you. It was never your body. It was simply a blanket that was never designed for two people in the first place. Try the Scandinavian Dual Duvet Method for 1 week and tell us in the comments what happens. If this video changed the way you think about sleep, subscribe. Because on this channel, we do not just explain habits. We find the ones that actually change your life.